Spawning at the bottom left position here on Cloud Kingdom, we do have the pink Protoss, ChinkYY, aka Chinky. Sounds a little bit Czech, this nickname. I don't know, for whatever reason it does. And his opponent is going to be the red Protoss. Get out my game. My game.
Get out my game definitely is what you want. I reckon that's what he's hoping for, is that Chinky gets out of his game, because then he wins. And that is always going to be fun times, because you want to be getting through this, you want to be advancing, and you want to be getting those points, you want to be getting through the qualifier. Also, there's the prize, of course, from HDD, which has been put up. It is HDD Caddy. So the winner of this qualifier actually gets a prize as well, which is great news for them.
It is. Now, of course, both finalists of today's qualifier do qualify directly for the main offline tournament. So that makes the finals essentially a honor match, so to speak, because there's nothing at stake. But still, most of the players elect to give it their best and play out the series, the whole best-of-3 series. Just to prove that, yeah, you better be looking out for me, because we both qualified, but I still can beat you any day of the year I choose. So the other players, of course, will have to gain enough points, because out of all the qualifiers, 40 people that have not qualified directly with the most points earned will also qualify for the main offline tournament, online tournament.
Which is a pretty cool way of doing it as well, because that means if you're consistently coming in, say, getting through to the quarterfinals, you're probably going to qualify as well if you play week after week, which is a good way to support it. So anyone who wants to get involved, make sure you do sign up for all of the qualifiers, because you want to be winning those points, because points equals prizes, which is a reference I don't know if anyone outside of England will get, but it's a cool reference nonetheless. So we should talk a little bit about the game. We see 2 gas coming down for Chinky at the moment. He's also getting up his cyber core. That's compared to the 1 gas out of get out my game. So really, 1 gas would be 2 gas is simply put that the 2 gas player is going to be able to be a lot tech heavier and getting out a lot more gas heavy units early on.
Yep, Chinky is doing a very smart opener, I have to say. He's going to be opening with 3 Stalkers, but getting the double gas at the same time. And his opponent is just, so far, getting the standard Zealot, getting the standard Stalker. We'll try to look for that scouting probe and get away with it. Oh, this is interesting. A second Stalker under Chrono Boost coming out of that gateway. Now, this makes a lot of sense if you want to be aggressive, because Zealots have... Oh, wait a minute. We have a proxy robo going down. All right.
This is awesome. Is it going to get spotted, though? Look, as we can see, the probe is coming back. It's going the right way, but it gets sniped off by that Stalker. So this proxy robo is going to be completely undetectable. This is going to be pretty stressful, but the robo coming down now for Chinky as well. This is getting tense.
Oh, it is. 2 more gates going down for get out my game, and yeah, like I said, I didn't finish my sentence actually. Building Zealots and Sentries does make a lot of sense, especially under Chrono Boost, because build time of Zealots and Sentries is less than Stalkers, so if you want to have more units than your opponent very quickly before Warp Gate is done, Zealots are the way to go. Oh, it's been spotted. Get it. Oh, this Stalker, you're a hero Stalker, man. You're a hero Stalker, and he's going after the pylon, which is very smart. Warp Prism is trying to get out. It won't. Oh, it will. A second pylon, and get out my game is coming in to defend that robotics facility. Even trying to put a second pylon there, but right now, Chinky knows, so he will be able to position his units accordingly.
Knowledge is power, indeed, and this is something that he can prepare for. He doesn't know whether it's a Warp Prism or an Immortal that was coming out of there, but can probably assume that it was going to be the Warp Prism, and as such, he has positioned his units ready to deal with a drop-in, and it now just comes down to who can micro this better, to be honest.
Very smartly, Chinky did leave 1 sentry near the ramp. Now, it's all going to be about the control the awareness, the positioning. ChinkYY trying to desperately go for that Warp Prism, not really succeeding all that much, and Get Out My Game is trying to move up the ramp using the Warp Prism for vision, maybe even dropping some units on top of that Immortal, but I would say that ChinkYY just has too much at this point, and Get Out My Game knows that. He is retreating, and maybe will try to get back into the game by a very cheeky, greedy expansion. Yeah, looks like it.
Which is the right thing to do, and really the thing that Get Out My Game saw was that Immortal. That's going to be the thing which was really the turning tide. Without that, you could maybe do some awesome pick up and drop micro, the Warp Prism to avoid some damage. You could maybe do some incredible micro. But once your opponent has an Immortal out and you've got a decent number of Stalkers, well, that's when things don't tend to go the way you want them to, unless you can get some amazing snipes off. But I think it was the right move from the Red Protoss player to run away there, but he's going to lose this robotics facility. That's going to put him delayed in terms of tech. 3 pylons going to go down as well, and that is just a big loss and will supply block Get Out My Game.
Severely. It will supply block him severely. ChinkYY now getting the Observer, and I wouldn't be surprised. He also has a probe. Yeah, I was just about to say I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on the offensive straight up. He just killed 3 pylons of his opponent. He defended a failed 4-gate Warp Prism Olin and killed a bunch of units. He knows he's ahead, and he knows his opponent cannot build units for the next 17 seconds, most likely.
And it's a long period of time. It costs a lot of resources to get that back up, and because Get Out My Game was going for that natural Nexus, obviously that just means he's not going to have as many units out on the field. He definitely doesn't have the tech, knowing that that robotics facility's been taken out. The cancel goes down, knowing he's got to pull back and defend this, but the Immortals, they are going to make the big difference to this engagement, and my goodness, Get Out My Game is going to have to do some amazing defense right now, but that Warp Prism counterattack, that could be good.
That could. The Warp Prism is moving towards the main of ChinkYY. I mean, Get Out My Game does have sentries here, but there is also an observer seeing all of those sentries, so maybe some snipes will go off. Yeah, ChinkYY is trying to do just that, focusing on the sentries, preventing the force fields from going down, but one does go down. This buys enough time for Get Out My Game to maybe warp in units finally with that Warp Prism.
Oh, and now more sentries are going down. Oh, is there 2 there? I think so. But here comes the warp in. This is getting pretty tense. PvP always a tense matchup. We do see some defensive warp ins coming in now as well, or we should do very shortly. The probe's even getting in on the action because ChinkYY knows as long as he doesn't take too much of a loss here, he has won this game. So it's just all about defending that harassment and making sure that he gets up that ramp.
Oh, but the Zealots of Get Out My Game in a beautiful position, and ChinkYY is only warping 2 at a time, the same as his opponent, but, you know, that means one Zealot is dead before the warping finishes, and Get Out My Game still continuing to kill those probes. 8 probes already have gone down, not missing a single force field here defensively in his own main base. He is now on 5 gates, no other tech has gone down for him. 12 probes already killed, and ChinkYY suddenly is not looking all that good. His army is still a lot bigger than his opponents, and look at this, he's even pulling all of his probes, trying to go on the attack, but really, Get Out My Game, all he has to do is not let his opponent up the ramp.
Which, with the continual warping in, would be a good move, but a couple of units do get up. Some more force fields going down, trying to engage as best he can, using that observer for the vision of the high ground, but even with those money force fields, it's not going to be enough. I don't think that this will allow him to get up. There's still energy on some of those sentries, and ChinkYY has just lost so much, and is just losing so much behind this. 13 probes killed, taking ChinkYY down to just 11, and now the gateways getting depowered, and all Get Out My Game has to do is hold and just wait to build up more of an army. He's already got a 31 supply lead.
Wow. Get Out My Game. I thought he was the one that would have to do it when the opening for him kind of failed and the attack kind of failed. But right now, as you said, when I look at the supplies, when I look at what's going on in the game, when I see that there's only 1 active gateway and only 100 minerals remaining in the bank for ChinkYY, while Get Out My Game still is warping Zealots in his main. Look how many Zealots there are. Oh, this is so smart, even getting a sentry once he realizes that there is no army below his ramp, and he is going to try and force field, but no, he does not manage to do so, and has to pull back the majority of his forces right now.
The thing is, at this stage of the game, when you've knocked your opponent's cyber core out, when you've knocked out one of their gateways, you've got them so heavily supply blocked, and you've killed pretty much all of their workers bar 11, and you're a good 88 supply ahead. That's the point where actually, get out my game. He's going for some counter aggression, but equally, he could just sit back and just keep macroing.
Yeah.
And know he would be ahead. I think that this is a bit of a risky move that may not even be necessary, but he should still come out on top here. But pushing up that ramp with those force fields, with those immortals for ChinkYY, may not be as easy as he's hoping.
Yeah, but look how terribly supply blocked he is. He can't even build enough pylons to unsupply block him because he doesn't have enough pros to do it with. Oh, but this Warp Prism better stay alive, man. And he's going to try to elevate her in to the main, even warping in units. He has sentries on the low ground. He can isolate the forces trying to attack the Warp Prism, but no, it does go down. Nice force fields preventing the retreat of those immortals, but I do not think this is a very good engagement for Get Out of My Game. He will lose a ton of Stalkers trying to push up this ramp.
As you said, those force fields, they were good, but they weren't great. The elevator play was the right move, but didn't work out for him. But just with sheer numbers, Get Out My Game is going to be able to win this. He just had too much stuff. So, that was an exciting PvP. That's something that was so back and forth. It looked like ChinkYY was going to be fine, but that Warp Prism, Zealot harassment, counterattack by Get Out My Game was ace and allowed him to win in the end. It was simple as that.